Welcome in, everybody. We were just talking about soap berries, and Shirley was sharing some of her knowledge about how to find them. But yeah, just to get class started and capture some of this conversation on the recording, we're getting going now, and it's Tuesday, October 28th already. So I'm going to put our slides in the chat for folks. Did anyone else have anything to say? I don't want to cut you off about your soapberry conversation.
Anybody have experience with? They were so plentiful that they used it at parties, and there's actually a soapberry dance. There's several people would get it ready and come in dancing with the bowls of soapberries to give to the people in the audience, and they sing a song. And there's even a soapberry spoon that you can make. I
Hmm.
I used to make those when I could see.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Are you talking about the part in a kuik where they bring in the berries?
yeah, yeah,
I didn't know that was supposed to be soap berries. It was always just like a big mixture of berries, just blueberries and
yeah. There is a, potlatch berries. They have a song for that, and then soap berries is a different song. So, and I don't know the songs.
This is Tachlieh. A couple weeks ago, Ha'il Juice, Lisa Lang, she's with XKKF, the Haida language group here on the island out of Heidelberg. They did a language summit, and this was their first one. They did it like a day and a half out in Kasan and a day in Heidelberg. And in the Haida culture, and I don't know if it's same for Tlingit, but they use soap berries on their like their spirit plate, their for plate burning. They put like soap berries as one of the things that they put on the plate to be burned as an offering to the spirits. And so part of the way that they're teaching language is through ceremony. And so that was one of the things that they talked about and explained. I'm not sure if that is the same in the Tlingit culture as in the Haida culture.
Yeah, they're called fire dishes.
Hmm.
Because they fill a bowl of things and it's burned. So it's similar. Probably different words, but it's similar.
Hmm.
could you explain the fire dishes a little bit? I think we might have talked about it before.
Yeah, fire dishes is a bowl of goods that is supposed to be the favorite things of the person that's gone. And nowadays, the modern method is these bowls are already filled. And it seems to me like when I was young that um, things were donated to put into the bowl at that time. But now the bowl's already filled. They bring it out, and the Nakani puts his hand over it and you start giving calling names of members of the family that is gone, and then those all those things are there could be several bowls, um, but then that's all that stuff that's to be burned. That's all I know for now.
Hmm.
Don't you burn the dishes before everyone else eats?
Yeah, there's usually not very many, but it's taken outside to be taken care of.
So who is the Nakani? What does that mean?
Well, Nakani is a brother-in-law to the clan. Someone is picked uh, as the Nakani, the brother-in-law to the clan.
Ah, I see. Oh,
Uh,
sheesh.
from the like if I'm as an ego giving a party, uh, I can select somebody from the opposite side to be the Nakani, and that's kind of like the go-getter. Uh, you can ask them to do a lot of things for you. The Nakani has all kinds of duties. They could go before a party and go from house to house and say, you're invited. There's a party tonight. Please bring a bag, a plate, a bowl, a cup, a spoon, things like that, a jar, pot, or something.
Yeah, I don't know if folks were in our class for last spring, but we did a virtual mock ku'i in this class. So we got to pick a nakani out amongst the students and have them go door to door, um, pretending virtually and inviting people. I forget the phrase. It was something like bring what you're going to eat with. Anat dukha'at.
I love that. That's awesome. What a great idea.
Ah, yeah, those were fun. And the recordings are on Clinkit and Hatta's YouTube channel if anybody wants to check them out. We took a month or two to do it. It was fun.
Yeah, we had the clan decide the menu, and there were some issues that came up. We had to double check with Juno uh, because they wanted to serve seaweed, and that was a no-no. So things like that, uh, thing, things that came up because of the menu that they were planning. We had to double check on some of them.
Lots of good discussion. Any other comments or questions before we jump into our menu for the day? Okay. Well, feel free to chime in. Don't be shy as we go. We're a good group here. Um, we have an announcement for our new student, but I don't actually see her today, so we'll be keeping an eye out. But we do have a new student, and we want her to feel welcome. Otherwise, today we're going to have a discussion and continue our counting. So a couple weeks ago, we learned to count 1 through 6. We're going to continue that journey all the way up to 10. And then we prepared some practice phrases to help cement a new line in our knock knock dialogue. So that will be fun. And then another announcement is that pretty soon we're coming up on November. So next week, Shirley and I will share the schedule for November. This week we're going to focus on counting. Um, but next month we'll work on the formal self-introduction, and a few people might be familiar with it. Shirley and I handpick phrases for the self-introduction we teach for a formal self-introduction. And we choose these phrases so that people are forced to practice Tlingit sounds. Um, and so those are the ones we'll be doing. But that's next month. Um, and then I wanted to share, so while Shirley was gone, we practiced a couple phrases about I'm going places. So we talked about skundeyan chagut, I'm going to school. And then I asked her about this one, if we want to say I'm going to the forest, askutudeyan chagut. And Shirley mentioned that she had never heard this phrase before in conversation, and that it's probably a good idea to be more specific if we're talking about going into the forest, since nowadays this phrase ends up getting used as a metaphor. When a loved one passes away, we say they went into the forest. So just to not confuse those lines, let's be more specific if we're talking about going to pick fiddlehead ferns, or we're going to go pick berries. Something like that would be preferable over Askutudeya and Chagut.
Neither to the or just that made me think of something like in the work that I do in like the recovery and wellness world. People will say like people are still like lost in the forest. And so I'm wondering if you could use this phrase like, I am going into the forest to like help retrieve this to like retrieve this person from the forest, right? They're getting ready to cross. Like if they don't get like help getting out of the forest, they might actually like cross over. I don't know. Like that just really, yeah, struck me in a way.
Yeah, interesting. Thank you.
Yeah, it's only used in a past tense if they're already gone.
Oh, I see.
Mm.
Huh.
So probably to be more specific to say, um, I'm I got to get some alderwood. I want to get some ferns. Um, instead of mentioning Askutu.
Okay. Sheesh. It's good clarification. And I like that metaphor tachier that you're mentioning. I'll have to think more about that too. But yeah, gunakjeesh for that question. And then this was the other question. I'm going to work. Achiecheneyideyan chagut. Surely, does that sound right? I'm going to work.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's jump into our counting. Uh, so we'll take it back from the top since it's been a couple weeks, but number one is you guys can unmute and repeat after me. One is tle,
Cake,
two, deich.
deeg,
Okay. So back to one, tle,
cake,
Click.
Deeg.
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 Good. 3 is a pinched S. Repeat after me. Netsk.
Nuts.
Good. So yeah, that pinched S is gonna sound real sharp. And then just relax on the K. So repeat after me. Netsk.
Nuts.
Natsk.
Okay, so back to 1. Kleeg.
Keek.
Cleek.
Deeg.
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 Netsk.
Natsk.
Nuts.
Good. All right. 4. Dagun.
Dog.
Dagoon.
Again, Dagun.
Dog.
Dagoon.
5. Cajun.
Cajun.
Good. We'll do a series of 4, 5, 6. Repeat after me for 6. Clay douche.
Can I say 5 is Jin is a hand. So you're saying Cajun, you're talking about one hand.
Goodness, geez. One hand. Let's do this one again. Repeat after me. Cajun.
Cajun.
Okay. So starting with 4. Dagun.
Dagoon.
Cajun.
Cajun.
And then 6. Clay douche.
Clay douche.
Clay douche.
Good. So let's do those 3 again. Starting with 4. Dagun.
Dagoon.
Cajun.
Cajun.
Clay douche.
Clay douche.
Good job. So, am I going to mention it yet? No, not yet. Okay, again, 4, starting with 4. Dagun.
Dagoon.
Cajun.
Cajun.
Clay douche.
Clay douche.
Good. Dagun.
Dagoon.
Cajun.
Cajun.
Clay douche.
Clay douche.
Good. Okay, let's group those together. 1 through 6. So starting with 1. Clay. Deeg.
Deeg.
Nusk.
Nusk.
Dagun.
Dagoon.
Cajun.
Cajun.
Clay douche.
Clay douche.
Good. One more time from the top. Clay.
Clay.
Deeg.
Deeg.
Nusk.
Nusk.
Dagun.
Dagoon.
Cajun.
Cajun.
Clay douche.
Clay douche.
Okay. Shirley, do we sound okay so far?
Yeah. Good.
Okay. So 7 through 10, let's talk about the fingers we see down on the second hand. So I have pictures of hands holding fingers down to keep count. In clé de jeu, um, for 6, we're starting to count kind of in relation to 5. And I just want to highlight that the first half of this word for 6, clay dushu, clay, sounds similar to um, which number? Clay.
Number 1, click.
Yeah, it sounds similar to number 1, clay. And we have one finger down beyond the 5 that we have down on the other hand. So let's do 6 again. Clay dushu.
Clay dusha.
Okay. Now we're going to 7. Repeat after me. Dacha dushu.
Dacha dusha.
Dakadushu.
Yeah. So this first part, dach, what number does this kind of sound like?
2, dick.
Yeah. Dech. And we have 2 fingers down over here on the second hand. So let that kind of be a memorization, a mnemonic device. And let's do this one again for 7. Dacha dushu.
Dacha dusha.
Dakadushu.
Okay, good. And following that pattern, 8, so 5 and 3. Naskadushu.
Natska dushu.
Naskadushu.
Okay, good. So let's go from 7, Dachadushu.
Dacha dusha.
Dakadushu.
8, Natskadushu.
Naskadushu.
Then 9, Gushuk.
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 So back to the top of the section, 7, Dachadushu.
Dacha
Dakadushu.
Naskadushu.
Naska
Naskadushu.
Gushuk.
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 Jinkat.
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 Again, 10 is Jinkat.
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 Okay. You guys ready to go 1 through 10?
Uh,
Uh,
Okay. All right, here we go. Repeat after me. Plague,
okay.
Plague.
deich,
Dech.
Yeah.
nesk,
Natsk.
Nask.
dagun,
Dag on.
Dachun.
Cajun,
Cajun.
Cajun.
Peidushu,
Dushu.
Playdushu.
Dechadushu,
Dacha dushu.
Dakadushu.
Neskadushu,
Naska dushu.
Naskadushu.
Gushuk,
Gushuk.
Gushuk.
Jinkat.
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 Okay.
Sounds good. So in the case of 10, the word jin comes first on 10, jin, caught. I mean, 2 hands, 2 fingers. I mean, 2 sets of fingers.
Nice.
I'm also interested in the sign language you have up here. And I was in the Tlingit sign language class for a little while with Jeff Lear. Shakshani Keek, I think you contributed to the sign language curricula that Jeff Lear was developing.
Yeah.
It was some of the first Tlingit sign language that we learned, because there is a sign language that's particular to the Tlingit language.
Cool. Did he have you want to share any examples from that you learned?
I think that the signing the numbers was maybe the best example. Um, I mean, it's pretty intuitive, but it's also a little bit different. Instead of raising a finger, we drop a finger. Um,
Mhm.
I really like the um, diagram of the hands holding, one hand holding another for Gencot.
Mm.
Um, yeah, unfortunately, the class was more of a developing Tlingit Sign Language than learning Tlingit Sign Language, as in they're still trying to figure out how to sign the alphabet, like what was a sign for or or I don't know, all of that. We really got bogged down. It was frustrating, and I left.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that happens
Oh,
though. But
uh-huh.
it's I think SHI released a whole series of sign language videos. I don't know if you saw those.
Mm-mm. Not
Um,
yet.
yeah, I think there's maybe like 15 or 20 of them. They're like a minute or two long each, and they're really good.
Cool.
One time I had an elder from Angoon that wanted to teach my students counting, um, and he went through 1 through 10, and after they learned it, he said, and the sign language talk kind of reminded me of it, and he said, Gushok is interesting number. It's really different than all the rest. And he said, goosh is your thumb.
Mm.
I don't know. You can see it. Uh, goosh and shuk is laughter. So thumb is laughing. So it was, I thought it was a neat idea to help remember because that's really different uh, word for a number than all the rest. So I kind of put it in the minds of the students. Gushok.
Gooch is also hill, and I think that was like you create a hill with your hands. I don't know if that was it.
Hmm.
Mm.
Interesting. Ooh, shuck. Yeah, the one I heard was kind of similar to what Shirley said. They said smiling because it kind of looks like a smiley face too
Mm.
with them. Ooh, shuck. Yeah, these pictures that I put on the slides are from the beginning Tlingit workbook by Rene. So he was the one that put those images out there.
We didn't have much reason to count to a really high number, so we adapted uh, the higher numbers. The Tlingit pronounced numbers, but we did count up to 20, and that's
And there, oh,
interesting.
and I was thinking about the lack of zero.
Uh, I don't know if there was a need for it, so they probably just didn't bother or worry about it. But when counting money uh, came, then they had to start looking at it. So
Mm.
100 was 100, 1,000 was 1,000. But when you count up to 20, that's a whole man. a whole person. 10 toes, 10 fingers. That's 20.
Tleka.
Yeah.
Is there, if there's not a number or there's not a word for zero, but I'm assuming there's a word for like none, like no more or something like that.
The only thing I can say is why count it if there's nothing? So we don't bother.
Yeah.
Got it. Understood.
We don't have a word for zero.
Yeah, why talk about it if it's nothing? Why? Like, what's the point?
Nothing count, so don't bother.
I don't know, it might be important if you're like counting how many fish you have for the week, and you're like, well, one fish a day, and I have 6 fish. On day 7, I'll have how many fish?
Tleka achji. I don't have fish.
That's das. That's dasa. There's nothing.
Testasa.
Oh, can you? Yeah, Fekdasha.
Testasa.
I think that's as good a word for zero as any.
Nothing, yeah.
Fekdasa chat. I got no fish.
Testas. Oh, how about this one, Shirley? Testasa achji. I don't have anything.
Yeah.
Or if someone's asking you for money and you don't have money, Testana achji.
In that case, you can give a sign.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. You don't have to.
Ooh, what's the sign?
Oh, wait. Shirley, can you please do it a little higher so it's in the camera? Oh.
Not
Mm-hmm.
a thing in my pocket.
Oh.
That's awesome. I love that.
You don't have to say anything.
That's super cool. Nachtish.
Uh,
Yeah.
there's cheese.
But the counting that we did today is for counting things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is related, but the sign for no, is that still shaking the head?
Or silence.
Hmm.
Say, did you know that silence is a Tlingit no? Your kids at school say, let's go for a walk or let's get out of here. See, you don't answer. The kids say, that's a Tlingit no.
Rude.
The mamas know too. Mommy don't say anything, that's a no.
Yeah, that was a good point too, Shirley brought up. So the numbers we practiced today, 1 through 10, like she said, they're for counting things. When we start counting people, we use a different system of words. Just similar, but there's a modification. Any
But
other?
you count in cricket, we want it to be the same as when you count 1, 2, 3, 4. Just real smooth without stop or hesitating to see. So that's your goal, is to practice on your own and say it out loud so that it becomes smooth. Oh, and it's a good practice to teach children.
Okay.
We would practice counting on canoe journey. I don't know if you did this on your canoe, Nilatoga. Like we would count to 10 in Tlingit, and at when we were counting in Tlingit, we would paddle really hard, like 80, 90% effort. And then we would count to 10 in English, and we'd only do like 60, 70% effort. So
Ah,
it'd be kind of a rest. And then we go back to 10 and Tlingit and paddle really hard.
ah,
And that was fun.
That's a good idea. So did that help you cement it in your mind?
Oh, totally. Yeah. We counted like that for a long time. If you're in the pace setter position, or even not being in the pace setter position, being if there weren't a whole lot of people that could speak Tlingit, and it would also bring everybody to paddle together. Um, we would all be paddling on the same stroke, and so the canoe would move faster because we were going together in sync.
Okay. That's super fun.
Mhm.
Does anybody want to give it a try counting 1 through 10 on your own?
I can do it.
Okay, let's do your
Tlech dech.
best.
Tlech dech nask dakun kejen tledushu dakadushu naskadushu gushuk jenkat.
Hey,
Alright.
good
um,
job.
My
And
pronunciation can get better.
okay, that sounded good. Fun. Anybody else want to try? What if I put the slides up and does anybody want to try just reading them on your own? If you get any of them wrong, you have to go to detention and clean all the chalkboards.
dance,
Oh no, the paddle's coming out.
dance.
Okay, okay. I was trying to be quiet and give other people an opportunity, but I'll try.
Okay.
Hey, okay. Click, dick, nask, dakun, Cajun, Pledushu, Dakadushu, Naskadushu, Gushuk, Jinka.
Hey, nice. Good job. Shirley, did you have a punishment you wanted to add if anyone gets them wrong?
um, in the regular classroom, I used to have the students play sorry. You had to know how to count to 12 to play sorry.
Oh,
So that's one of the ways that they learn to count, because they're so concentrated on the game that they're not self-conscious about saying the numbers. So, but we can't do it here. We have to do it
oh,
the hard way.
I do remember playing Sorry with you when we worked with the kids at the Longhouse in the Heritage Center.
Yeah.
It was fun. Oh, awesome job, Santia, Ish, and Tachier. Anybody else want to give it a try?
I'll go, but my dog keeps barking, so we'll
Oh,
see.
okay.
Let's see. Click, tick, nas, hey, dachun, Cajun, Cledushu, Dax, Dakadushu, Naskadushu, Goshuk, Jinkat.
Okay, good job.
That's
Okay.
good.
Awesome job. All right. Well, I think we should revisit this as we keep going. And I think we should also add a couple numbers in case anybody wants to count while they're playing board games. Um, but we do have 15 minutes left. Shirley, what do you think about transitioning to our dialogue?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so to revisit the dialogue, um, I made a little fill in the blank um, practice for us a couple of the times. And so let's drill our berry types because I'm going to have you fill in the blank with these types of berries. So everybody go ahead and just for review, repeat after me. Alaskan blueberry, kanata.
Kanat.
Kanat.
Okay. Another one, negun,
Negun,
Negun.
shakakotli.
Shah,
Shakot.
Do that one again. Take your time. Shakakotli.
Shah,
Shakot.
Shakot.
Okay. So back to the top, Alaskan blueberry, kanata,
Kanta,
Kanata.
negun,
Negun,
Negun.
shakakotli.
Shah, Kutsi,
Shakot.
Mashed gray currants.
yeah,
Yeah. Next one, wild strawberries, shaku.
Shaku,
Shako.
Again, shaku.
Shaku,
Shako.
We'll practice these four. So from the top, kanata,
Kanata,
Kanata.
negun,
Negun,
Negun.
shakakotli.
Shah,
Shakot.
Shaku.
Shaku,
Shako.
Shako.
Good. So let's just you guys say them without me. Go ahead and go.
Kanata,
Kanata.
Negun.
Negun,
Negun.
Shach.
Shakot.
Shako.
Shako.
Good. And again.
Kanat.
Kanata,
Negun.
Negun,
Negun.
Shak,
Shakot.
Shaku,
Shako.
More time.
Um, so
Kanata,
just be careful when you say shaku that you don't put a U at the end, shaku. So it ends with a K, but purse your lips around the K.
Yike.
Oh,
Gunasti.
shak, shaku. Not shaku, but shak.
Yike. Good reminder. So we'll round our lips as we breathe out that K. Let's practice again. Repeat after me. Shaku.
Shuck.
Shak.
How did that sound, Shirley?
Yeah.
Okay. Good job. Okay, so one more time, you guys go ahead and say these. Ready, go.
Ana.
Kana.
Ah.
Ah.
Negum.
Nigun.
Shta.
Takoti.
Chi.
Shout.
Shak.
Good. Any questions on those?
I hear in some of this I hear a double A for shak. It's shak, short, and put your lips around the K. Shak.
Gunaltish.
Yeah.
Yeah, so just a reminder, when we have an A, the long sound that Shirley was mentioning is if you have two A's, a double A. Uh, but in this word for wild strawberries, it's just a short high A, shak. So you can say it nice and short like that too. So let's practice one again. Repeat after me, shak.
Shuck.
And then compare that to the long double A of shach. Repeat after me, shach.
Dash.
Sa.
Shach.
Takoti.
And then the nice short A of wild strawberries. Repeat after me, shak.
Shuck.
Shak.
Good. Good job. Any questions or comments?
Um, I I hate to do this to you guys, but I'm wondering. Uh, we did the berries, and I think it sounds real good. But I'm wondering if we could change it to something different. That the I think the person receiving what you give needs to have a little more excitement than to just say, "Oh, okay, put it on the table." So maybe we should just pick one thing that you can bring. King salmon, fish heads, ashai, ashai, or let's see, uh, deer stew, uh, bulacan stew. Yeah, you could use the English word, bulacan stew. Or how about gumboots? Anybody like gumboots?
Ah, okay, okay.
There could be a little more excitement. The person receiving it, uh, say, ashai, say, okay, let's eat right away, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Instead of saying, okay, put it on the table. So, oh, need to change it a little bit and show a little more excitement for uh, uh, gumboots is shao. What is it? Shao?
shao.
Shao.
Yeah,
So,
I like that suggestion because right now we just have, they kind of changed the subject. They're like, I'm bringing you berries. And then they're like, what happened? Where are you going?
Right. Like what happened to thank you?
yeah, hey, I'm bringing you berries? Okay, put it on the table.
Like, oh, I
Last
guess
time
I'm
you
not
get
going to bring
berries.
you berries again.
Yeah, have a berries the next time. So we can say, that's shy, thought was E, or she's so expert at cooking that, or Shao, East was the E. So the person receiving can say, yeah, taco to ha. Let's eat right away. Yeah. So you can pick and choose what you want to bring, but I think we'll just stick with one thing instead of requiring you to try to think of something of those king salmon heads or deer stew or the gumboots.
Okay. So the one for if they say for king salmon heads, ashai is hat in. And then what did they say? My mom will cook it?
Yeah, Tatwasi, and she's so expert at it. So yeah, same thing with the stew. Make a real good stew.
Uh,
Oh, chow. Your father cooked it because he's so expert at it.
yum.
So, like a person receiving it could say, "Takatu ha," and then turn to the visitor to say, "Ha'in at ha," eat with us. And that's when the person could say, "I'm on my way to school.
Oh,
Can't stay. I just dropped it off. On my way to school."
what was the one for eat with us? Ha'in
Ha'in at ha.
atra. Eat with us?
Yeah.
Okay. And then they're like, oh, I can't. I gotta go to school.
How about I'm gonna be late for school. As we're gonna eat.
Yeah. So, uh, unless you have another idea for a real good treat, you can choose from one of these and stick with it, even if you've never tasted chow before or fish heads.
Can you say deer stew again? I was just gifted some deer and I'm gonna make some stew tonight, I think.
Oh, a cod.
Guacan, is there a name for the stew? Guacan stew?
Uh, I suppose you could say otrea, but I would just use the word stew. There's nothing wrong with us using the English word that like schoon and those words. Uh, and it was handy for the old people to just go ahead and use that. So they did.
Huh.
We kind of become self-conscious doing the same thing when they had fun doing it.
Um,
Yeah. I heard an old lady say, "Chan sakchi tutuati."
oh yeah.
So things like that. My husband used to get so frustrated with the kids in Huna talking, uh, saying some things in English and then saying the rest in Tlingit. And he would think, oh, they're trying to hide something from me. But it just, some things were easier in English and some things were. more common in Tlingit. Talking about Tlingit things in Tlingit.
Mm. That is so fun. It's time to go already, but I'm
Oh.
excited that, yeah, I'm excited that our knock knock dialogue took an exciting turn and we get to practice these. Shirley, did you have anything else for them before they go?
No, but every chance you get to count something, use it so that it'll be in your head to do that.
Ikwati. That will be the
Clanglish
next one.
cheese.
All right, you guys, we'll see you on Thursday, same time. Have a good couple days.
Thank you.
See you again.
Cheese.
Yay,
Uh,
farewell, team.